Hey, everybody. It's Lori from Lori's Lifestyle. Just wanted to say good morning and happy Wednesday to everyone. I'm sitting in my truck waiting to go into work, so I thought I'd start a little snippet of my story of my marriage, why I got married again, how it all started, and just how it evolved. This is probably going to be more than one or two or three parts to this story. So, in 2001, I got divorced from my son's father. He quickly had met someone before our divorce was final and had decided to move on, which that's history, and I'm not going to bring that into this series. This is about my current marriage / divorce and how I'm moving on from a toxic relationship. So, I had dated someone for 2.5 years before 2006. He was an amazing man, a very hard worker. He had a daughter who he was raising on his own. I had my son who I was raising on my own. And we enjoyed so many great times together. We shared so many of the same interests. And the bottom line is, when it came down to it, he broke up with me. Broke my heart. And back then, you have to understand, I was a lot younger. I loved being married. I loved being a mom and a wife. But when he broke up with me, I was just shattered. And I thought that's what we were working towards. I thought that was our goal. So I was invited to be the designated driver for my sister's bachelorette party. She's my half-sister. I don't see her or my other half-sister. Haven't seen them. I haven't seen my one half-sister that's younger than me that I was always really close to in over a year. But anyway, I was invited to be the designated driver for her bachelorette party. So I arrive at the house, and the guys were there. Some of the guys were there, and the girls. And then the guys were going their way. The girls were going their way for the night. And as I walked in the front door, I turned and looked in the kitchen, and I saw this man standing there who I had thought was really attractive. And throughout the night, the girls were texting the guys, and the guys were texting the girls, oh, Lori wants to hook up with my now husband. Not going to say his name because I'm not going to be disrespectful like that. So I didn't want to hook up with him. I just thought he was cute. And I was fresh out of a relationship that had broke my heart, so I was on the rebound. So at that time, I realized he was smoking a lot of marijuana. And we talked and found out that he was also bipolar. And after a couple weeks of dating, our first official date was my sister's wedding a week later. And then we spent time together, nearly not enough time. But I told him in order to have a relationship with me, he needed to get on some medication that worked for his bipolar and stop smoking weed. That is one thing I would not tolerate, especially around my son, who was then 7, almost 8. So he voluntarily checked himself into a psychiatric unit that we have here in our city. He was there for 3 months. Now, mind you, I met him in March. Okay? He was there for 3 months, little over 3 months. And got on meds, got healthy, got off of the drugs. Excuse me, I know everybody hates it, but I only have a few minutes before I go in, and this story I've got to have a cigarette for. So he gets out of the hospital, and he had told me while he was in the hospital and when he first met me and we went out on our first date and had phone conversations that I was going to marry him. And I said, no, sir, I'm not. I'm not getting married again. Hold on. So he gets out of the hospital. He's doing great. And I decided, he said, let's get married. Well, at this point, my mom had booted me and my son out of the house because before she met him, and these are not wrinkles, guys, these are shadows. Before she met him, my mom was not at all cool with interracial relationships. Now, mind you, my husband is only biracial, but she was not cool with that. So she kicked me and my 7-year-old son out of her house at 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. So I had been living for the past 2 months, almost 3, with my best friend in her small apartment with my son. I was sick. I was off work on short-term disability. Good morning, Young. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And so I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to get married. So was it love? No, probably not. It was convenience. And we got married on July 10th. So we met on March 11th, got married on July 10th, and 3 months, or a little more than 3 months at that time, he was committed by the state to the mental hospital. We got married July 10th at the courthouse. Small ceremony, nothing major. Actually got married on a Monday, didn't move into our apartment together until on Friday. Oh, really? Well, hopefully your birthday has better luck than my marriage did. But we moved in our apartment. Everything was great. I went back to work. He was permanently disabled because of his mental illness, which I didn't have a problem with, as long as if you're home all day and I'm working, just take care of the house. There's just the 3 of us. And which he did, and did an amazing job. But something I didn't realize is at 27, 28, he played video games constantly. And the computer was in our bedroom. I would go to sleep at night, and he would stay up playing video games until all hours of the morning. And that I didn't like. But I thought, I can learn to like that. Hey, Anessa. So, a year and a half goes by, and my mom got sick and needed our help and needed us to move in with her, which we did. He was not out cheating with me on a woman, but you will find out during the 13-year span he was cheating with me, on me, with drugs, which was something he promised me he would not do when we got married. So we moved in with Mom and took care of her for 10 years. Now in 2015, we separated for 6 months. He had stopped taking his meds. He was smoking a lot of marijuana that I did not know about. He had an episode through a 60-inch TV, busted it, tried to throw it through the front window then. And this is at my mother's home, and she's sick with cancer in the living room where this is happening. He went after my son. My son then was pretty big. He was a high school football player. He was a junior at the time. Beginning of his senior. No, he was a junior. Just ended his junior year. My dad passed away quickly thereafter in July of cancer. And after my dad passed away, everything started really coming to me. Like, I just need out of this. This is not what I want. I didn't sign up for this. I don't want this. So I told him that I wanted a divorce. We split up for 6 months. The best 6 months of my life. But in January, I started to feel alone again. And I've never been alone. I've never been just by myself to do what I wanted to do. And my mother was sick. My son was going to graduate high school. I needed my best friend. And so he came back. He came back in 2016, January 2016. We went on about our business. We went on spring break, took my mom and my son. Graduation comes, things were great. We're just going through the motions. And then Mom passed away in October of 2017. And that's when everything started going really off the rails. He was lying. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. And at that point, I had really had enough. But I wasn't ready to be alone. So with that, I will pick up in my next live with you, and we will continue on from right after Mom passed away. It's time for me to go in. Everybody's going in. I've got to run. Have a great day, and I will try to check in later today or this evening, or I will try to go live in the mornings maybe when I'm sitting here at work, and we will get through this story and how I'm dealing with it. And thank you, you too, and get through this, and you will be amazed. So until the next time, love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you. Bye.